Hello, everyone. This is Eric Fei Gao, or go by my Chinese name, Gao Fei. I'm the research director for IDC Financial Insights China practice. According to IDC forecast, by 2023, over 50% of worldwide GDP will be driven by digitally transformed enterprises with digital and digitally enhanced products, services, and experience. This will require every enterprises, in effect, to become digital innovation factory over the next 3 to 5 years. A lot of enterprises actually are becoming prolific software producers. They have been creating and distributing digital products on a digital native scale and culture. In this session, we're thrilled to have Andy Chun, Regional Director for Technology Innovation for Prudential Corporation Asia, to discuss with me on the topic of managing innovation for financial services. Hi, Andy. Nice to meet you virtually. As one of the largest insurance companies with over 170 years in history and operates in over 20 countries, what does innovation mean to Prudential?
Firstly, I would like to thank IDC for inviting me. It's really a pleasure to be here to share and learn as well. For Prudential, innovation really means leveraging technologies and tools that can best reach out and engage our customers in meaningful ways. And this is so that we can achieve our purpose, which is really to help people get most out of life by helping them become healthier and wealthier. And we do this by making healthcare affordable and accessible, and by promoting financial inclusion. We protect people's health and empower them to take better care of themselves and their family through AI tools for fitness, wellness, dieting, etc. We also protect people's wealth, help them grow their assets, empower them to save for their goals. And there's no better way to do it than through mobile app and AI machine learning. So increasingly, we see ourselves more of a mobile first and AI first digital ecosystem platform company rather than a traditional insurer. The past year of the pandemic has been very difficult for everyone around the world. As a result, consumer behaviors have changed. People now prefer digital and mobile platforms for everything, shopping, food, grocery, fitness, health, and of course, banking, insurance, and financial services. Companies are practically forced to be digital technology companies overnight. People say the pandemic has accelerated digital transformation by 5 to 7 years. I say it could be as much as 10 years. But for Prudential, we started our digital transformation journey way before the pandemic. In fact, we launched our Pulse app 2 years ago. The Pulse app is an all-in-one AI digital ecosystem for health, wealth, and SMEs. It has AI fitness, wellness, dieting, AI doctor for symptom checking and financial advice. Also has virtual teleconsultation with human doctors and financial consultants. Because of the pandemic, the app has been quite popular. It's been downloaded over 30 million times in over 70 countries and is available in 11 languages. So in summary, I think we see ourselves as a technology company, not so much as that technology is cool, which it is, but digital technology with AI machine learning is the best way to help our customers so that they get the most out of their lives through better health and wealth.
That actually kind of asked my next questions. So please elaborate on Prudential's vision to become technology company with respect to the function that you're leading for this technology innovation. What was the setup for this function? Is it part of the IT department or liaison or center of excellence between IT and business functions? How did this start? What triggered this technology innovation function to be established within the group?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we are not the traditional IT department, that is separate. Our tech team of several thousand people work across all countries and business functions. So we have to say one Prudential, one team, and one platform. So everything is centered around our Pulse digital ecosystem. And that means whatever we do in the Pulse platform will immediately benefit all countries at the same time. So our teams are cross-functional and are organized into agile clusters and tribes. So there's no real need to liaise between IT and business because we're already working together as one. So my role is really in driving this through creating a culture for continuous innovation and learning and accelerating the growth at pace and scale. And then you mentioned, how does this come about? What triggered this? The digital ecosystem. So we saw how customer expectation and preferences were changing. 6 years ago, when we developed our digital ecosystem strategy, we saw how consumers were leaning towards digital and mobile, and the expectation for greater customer experience has changed. They want things fast, simple, easy, and highly personalized, engaging, and relevant. Traditional insurers won't be able to survive in this new digital environment. By traditional insurers, I mean the traditional product-centric approach to selling health and protection, where you make an appointment with a vet agent or consultant, fill in literally 20 pages of form, and then wait 1 or 2 weeks for a quote. And once you bought your policy, they might not hear from each other for maybe years until something happens. So Prudential is not like that. We are very much customer-centric. It's about it's not about products. It's about how we can best help our customers achieve their health and wealth goals, and that's highly relevant to the life stage, income, and family profile that they're in. It may range from simple bite-sized products for young people that are D2C, or more sophisticated products that require O2O agency or banking support. And that requires a lot of technology to do, like AI, machine learning, chatbots,
Right.
RPA, automated underwriting, etc. So really, unlike traditional insurers where engagement with customers ends after policy sale, for us, it's quite the opposite. Our engagement intensifies after policy sale. So through our Pulse digital ecosystem, we provide end-to-end spectrum of tools to help keep our customers healthy, through the AI, fitness doctors, and as well as communities. And we have similar end-to-end spectrum of features on the wealth side as well.
Right. So if you go back, when we're trying to, it sounds like it's a very collaborative functions across countries, across different, part of the world. Have you ever encountered any challenges when you're trying to push off projects? That's question one. The second one is probably related to this question. When we talk about new processes, when we talk about the new initiatives, we always come from process, products, and people. But give us a little bit of example or your perspective on those 3P perspective on this technology innovation initiative.
Yes, it's you talk about process, people, and technology, but I think it's really about data. Because to be truly customer centric, obviously we need to know a lot about customers. Traditionally, it's been through human to human interactions. Back in the days, we were known as the man from Peru. I'm sure a lot of you never heard of that, but that was a long time ago. And that's when our agents would visit policyholders each week to collect just 1 penny for each person protected. They were well respected, and they were like friends of the family because they come and visit every week. And they got to know the customers very well. Now, to do the same in digital world, we need a lot of data about customers, where they live, do they have a family, how old are they, what are their income like, what their interests are. Traditional insurers don't have those kind of data. They don't have policy data and transaction data. And that's why Prudential has turned into a digital ecosystem platform company, so that we can collect customer behavioral data from how they interact with our ecosystem, as well as within our partners' ecosystem. And that's the beauty of having an ecosystem. It's not just us, we're part of a larger ecosystem as well. So of course, once you have data, you need to make sense of it. And that's where AI and machine learning comes in. So that we could do, for example, AI clustering, segmentation, and that we could use for predictions. At the end of the day, it's really about getting closer to our customers and knowing them better as individual who has their own particular set of health and wealth goal. So, hyper personalization, is part of that. Personalized content, personalized customer journey, personalized front doors, as well as personalized product and service offering. So technology like AI machine learning allows to offer the right person, the right product at the right time in their lives and at the right price. And most important, right now, very simple and hassle-free immediately. They want something, they get it immediately. So I think that's the key for us is really the data and the ecosystem that allows us to use machine learning to really get closer to our customers.
Tell us a little bit more about and tangible outcomes in terms of business results from business function perspective. Have they benefited from this initiative? In terms of revenue, in terms of the ROI, any kind of business outcome perspective?
Yeah, for the outcome, it's like I mentioned, we have 30 million downloads. We have generated quite a lot of D2C sale as well as O2O sale. I don't have the exact figure. I think we're announcing the half year, but it's over hundreds of millions of US dollars or through the Pulse platform. I mean, in light of the whole company, it's not a big chunk, but it's a growing chunk, and it's accelerating. I think that's the beauty of that. And the reason that we are able to accelerate so fast, I think, you mentioned about the challenges and so forth.
Right.
And I think one of the quote that I really like is culture eats strategy for breakfast. I really believe that, and it's is the best competitive advantage a company may have is the culture. It's the hardest thing to copy. I mean, we could tell you about our mobile app. People might try to copy it, but the culture is very hard to copy. It takes time to build a culture. And needs sustained commitment from top to bottom of organization. So it's it has to be part of the company's DNA to innovate. And culture is things that we do day in, day out. So at Prudential, the main reason why we can accelerate digitally at pace is because we created this culture for continuous innovation and learning. Learning new things, new technologies, and then applying them to innovate. Is just what we do constantly. To create a culture, we need a cadence of learning and innovation activities, as well as rituals to celebrate innovation success together as one company. So one of the main drivers for innovation at Prudential is our innovation methodology, which we call hot houses. So it's a combination of elements from agile development, design thinking, human-centered design, hackathons, etc. They're normally open. So you mentioned some of the challenges. How do we work across organizations? So the way we innovate is that it's open. And what that means is that people across all business functions, across all companies can come and work together as one team. It's also cross rank. So we sometimes have, very often we have CIOs, of course, but we also have CMOs, chief marketing officers, even CFOs, and even CEOs rolling up their sleeve and working side by side with junior staff to solve customer-centric challenges. And we do this regularly, roughly twice a month. Imagine that most companies may have a hackathon maybe once or twice a year, but we do it twice a month and with several hundred people joining each time. At the end of these hot houses, which last roughly 3 days, we go live with new features in our Pulse app with immediately benefits millions of people. And we can innovate at pace and scale because of the robust technology infrastructure that we have put into place. That the infrastructure bakes in compliance, risk, and security. We have standardized APIs, Lego brick capabilities that allows us to mix and match, create new features through data-driven configuration. So a combination of the technology, the robust technology infrastructure, and the ability to work together in a regular cadence is accelerating how we develop Pulse in such a fast rate.
Right. When it comes to innovation, there's always a thought process between the short-term ROI and the long-term, values. Especially, when you're trying to create this innovative culture within an organization, there's always, ways how to figure out the better ways to incentivize the employees, because they might be doing something that's not what they have been doing, and you're shifting what they have been used to do to something new. Tell us if this has been any challenge to managing the team, manage the people, managing the innovation from people's perspective. how to incentivize the employee, how to kind of present collectively the innovative results to overall corporate landscape?
It's a very good question. It's a complicated question. It's a complicated process what we did. So obviously, what we did is we have to stop the old ways of working, which is working in silos, which is, and then country centric, into new ways of working, which we call COEs. So that has been happening over the past couple of years. So right now, the both organizationally, we're ready to work as one team, and that's in the ways of working. In addition, the innovation framework that I talked about, the hot houses, is one way to get everyone's mindset together, that we are in one family working together to solve customer problems, and the ability to have people from different countries, different business functions all together in before it was a physical room, now it's a virtual Teams meeting. It allows us to see things from different points of view. Allows us to see things not from our own business functions point of view, but from a customer's point of view. And then you talk about long-term, short-term ROI. I think what's the beauty behind the way we innovate is that we try to get things into the hands of the customer immediately. So whatever we innovate, we're not going to talk about 5 years down the line. It's right now. We want to see benefits to customers immediately, and it's also the mentality of fail fast and learn. So with new capability out to the hands of customers, within days, you can see what work or what not doesn't work, and then we improve. And so it's important to really get things out and then monitor, and then we have end-to-end monitor, so we see the customer journey very precisely, and then learn very quickly and improve the process.
Right. And then back to one of the questions asked previously, when it comes to innovation, there's always maybe two aspects of kicking off of innovations. One is IT department to go first, and then show what the better outcome can be done with this innovation. Another one is kind of business function driven. We brought up the what we would like to innovate into the business process and the products, but there's always seems to be disconnect between the two functions. So tell us a little bit more about the synergy between the IT department and the business function, and how the technology innovation team that you are leading play a role between the two parties.
So like I mentioned, there's very often within our clusters and tribes, we have people from across functions as well. But when we innovate, it's not so much technology for technology's sake. So it's always the challenges. So for each of the innovation hothouses that we perform, is always a customer-facing challenge. It's always about the customer. It's never about is it marketing or is it AI? We don't talk about that. We talk about right. Pain points. How do we make customers better fit? How do we help them with the dieting? And then we think about how do we mix in technology, or how do we use maybe marketing tools or campaigns and whatnot. So I think the focus very much across the company is customer centric. It's a bit different from what traditional companies are. We don't lead by technology. We always work together. And in a days, win-win. Whatever we do, as long as it benefits customers, all departments benefits as well.
Great. So let's move down to kind of this innovation operating model. Meaning, when I talk to financial institutions in China, there's always certain percentage of IT department being done by self-developed capabilities plus outsourced, capabilities. What do you think of the two? What is there any cut between the percentage between the two. Now, how do you managing the company innovation while working with self-developed capabilities and outsourced, like fintech, maybe very much more advanced technologies to work together to push for the innovation efforts?
Well, at Prudential, I think we see ourselves as a very advanced state of the art already. So most of our development is self-developed, and because we like to keep the IP for what we do.
Right.
So of course, we build upon the best of breed tools and framework. Outsourcing is kept to a minimum, and that's why the internal culture that I mentioned before about continuous innovation, continuous learning is very important. So we encourage and we expect everyone to continuously learn new skills, continuously upskill themselves or cross-skill themselves. And that's where our competitive advantage is. We have a lot of strong internal capabilities to learn new things and to develop new capabilities within our app.
Got it. So I understand this this function is within the Prudential Corporation Asia, and it also collaborates with teams across the world. Are there any similar functions in maybe Prudential Corporation USA or any other country, similar counterpart, establishment, or the function that you're leading is basically driving all the innovation efforts inside the corporation?
So first of all, so the company is focused mainly in Asia and Africa right now, and the reason is that we demerged the European operation, and we're close to demerging our American operation. So the company as a whole is strongly focused on Asia and Africa, and we operate out for 20 countries here if we include eSpring asset management arm. And the way we do the innovation, the way we do our Pulse app is even though I'm at the regional office, the teams, the individual teams that develop the different capabilities within our Pulse ecosystem, they are people from all over the world. So it's not like a traditional company where a regional office develops something and then push it down to the local business. It's really bottom up, top down, bottom up. So the local businesses all work together, and that's the beauty of it. They work all together across countries, collaborating to create new capabilities. And the reason for doing that is that once there's a new capability, because we have one platform, is that once we add anything into the Pulse digital ecosystem, is that all countries benefit. So instead of developing something on your own, 20 countries come together to develop something that could benefit everyone at the same time. So we don't have the problem that you mentioned some of the companies, but
right.
As I mentioned, we see ourselves as one Prudential, one team, and one platform. And
one team, one platform.
Yeah, we truly work together on that. Yes.
Great. So another question about the future of this, innovation. Where does this innovation leads to? Like some of the, Chinese financial institutions, they're actually spilling over their technology capabilities to serve, smaller counterparts, as technology provider. Is that part of what you're thinking, or maybe that's different path? That's probably not suitable for Prudential Corporation.
Yeah, what will happen in the future? Probably in shouldn't disclose too much, but I think you're right. A lot of technology companies that are very technology heavy do spin off some of their things, and we what I could say is that we do white label some of the capabilities, so that it works within other people's digital ecosystems. For example, we partner with one of the largest retailer in Thailand, and some of the capabilities are embedded into their products or into their digital ecosystem as well.
Great. I think that's all I have. Anything you want to add, or expand on the discussion we have had today, Andy?
No, not really. I think the only thing I could add is this is really exciting time for people working in insurance. There's so much going on. Insurance is one of the last industry to be disrupted, and there's a lot of opportunities where we can leverage the tech disruption to really help our customers. And it's a totally new way of interacting with our customers. So it's exciting, fun.
Thanks again for talking with me on this managing innovations in financial service. And stay tuned for IDC Arena for the next session. Thank you.